All right, welcome back to season 6 of our show, and today we're battering up and frying up some fish. Along with that, we got some neck bones and black-eyed peas. Imagine that. Let's show you how to get it done. Okay, so it's fried fish and neck bones. So the first thing we're going to do is get our neck bones started. So these are some beautiful neck bones. Now you'll never find these neck bones in a supermarket. Why? Because I had these cut myself. And these are nice, big, beautiful neck bones that we cured ourselves. So I had the butcher cut them. I brought them home raw in the normal stage, and then we cured them. We're going to leave a link in the description that shows you how to do that. Let's get them into a pressure cooker. Now these have been cured and then smoked, cold smoked, and then cooked, but they're not cooked fully. So what we have to do is finish cooking them. So these are going into our black-eyed peas. And the first thing you want to do is make a stock. So I'm using the pressure cooker. I'm gonna add a little water in here. I'm using the pressure cooker to make a fast, easy stock. So these will be in the pressure cooker for about 45 minutes. Now, if you didn't use a pressure cooker, you could boil these on your stove. It'll take you about 3 hours. But we're cutting down some time, and the pressure cooker gives a much better flavor. All right, so we're going in with whole bay leaves. And make sure when you buy your bay leaves, you buy them whole. You know, a lot of these bay leaves that I see people get a hold of, they're broke up in little pieces of them. So if one of these bay leaves right here breaks, you can get this in the stock and somebody could choke on this, so they're very dangerous. A lot of people just don't think about that. And you want to find it whole when you pull it out of your food. So always make sure you have a beautiful bay leaf. All right, we're going in with a little crushed pepper. This is a little red crushed pepper. Again, we're making a stock. Make the ingredients yours. So we're going to cut up an onion, just like this. Just in fours, and I'm going to drop it into the pot. So that's what you want to do. Get it in, because it makes a beautiful stock for you. So we're going to lock this on, and we're going to cook this for about 45 minutes. And then we're going to take them out when they're nice and tender. And then we're going to show you the rest of this meal. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we got that meat going in the pressure cooker. And right now we're just going to spice up our fish. Let's show you how to get this done. All right, so right here we have some fresh tilapia fillets. And we're going to beer batter these. So the first thing you want to do is go on with a nice seasoning. So we're using a little paprika in here, oregano, thyme, cumin, onion powder, garlic powder, and a touch of sage in here. That's what I call my fish spice. There's no pepper in here because we're going to pepper later on. We're going to pepper our batter, so we don't need the pepper now. So just get that onto the fish, and you want a light coat because we're going to flavor our batter too. So just get that nice and seasoned up, just like that. Now I'm just going to flip these over to the other side. And as you flip, just hit them again with some seasoning. Don't go too crazy. Now there's no salt in the seasoning, and most of the time you find fish, especially if it's swimming in salt water, it's got a natural amount of salt in there anyway, so you want to watch your salt level because you don't want to re-salt the fish. You don't want to have fish be very salty on you. And that's a big problem with fish, is that it's very easy to over-salt. All right, so now that this is nice and seasoned up, you're going to put this in the fridge while you're putting the rest of your stuff together, and you want this nice and cold. So you don't want to fry this room or warm temperature. You want this nice and cold. And sometimes in the summertime, I put this in the freezer right before I'm about to fry it and get it nice and firm. And that's how you want it. All right, so that's about it for the seasoning I want. Again, remember, no salt in here, because if I were to put salt in here, this would be way too salty right now. So no salt. All right, we'll meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, our meat's still going in that pressure cooker. The fish is in the refrigerator. It's chilling out. And now we're going to show you a lovely cornbread to go along with all this. So right here we got two different types of cornmeal. I have a white cornmeal and I have a yellow cornmeal. We're making a cranberry jalapeno pepper cornbread. So you need some jalapenos. Just gonna give these a quick cut up. And you want them pretty small, because you don't want people getting a hold of a big old jalapeno there. So let's just cut these up. And then we got the cranberry there. So that cranberry is going to bring in the sweet. So you got the heat, and now we're going to bring in the sweet with the cranberry. So just get those nice and cut up. I'm using a whole one. Make it yours. So whatever you like. So inside that cornmeal, we have a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of baking soda. All right, so I'm going to get this inside my mixture here. And there it is. Now we want this on the sweeter side. Sugar. Now since I don't do sugar, I put those cranberries in, and they're going to make up for it. So let's just get this mixed up. Just like that. Now the salt I'll put on the top, I'll put that last. I won't put it in now. I'll just sprinkle it right on the top. Because now we have a pan here with lard in it. That's our oil. So I'm going to melt that lard down on the stove, and when that gets nice and heated up, I'm going to dump this cornbread right in. All right, so here we go. A little buttermilk. Now I didn't measure anything out. I just took enough cornmeal and enough milk on the side here to make it happen. So you guys don't really have to measure anything. Just, you know, start with whatever you normally use, 3 cups or 4 cups, and just put enough liquid in to get to the point where you're at. And when you feel that you had enough of the liquid, then you're good to go. Let's put some more in. See what I mean? Now if I go over, I'm going to have to add some more of this cornmeal, but I think I eyeballed it out pretty good here. And I'm not going to put those cranberries in until I get my consistency right on here. So I think I'm getting about there now. We're looking right. And now at this point, I can probably just add the rest of my buttermilk and my egg. All right, so let's get the egg in, which is going to bring more moisture since I'm right there. It's 2 eggs. And you see, we're coming about. And there you go. I'm going to add my cranberries. And that's it. I'm pretty much right where I want to be. All right, that's it. Onto the stove, I'm going to heat my pan up, and then I'm going to get this in, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so our oil is heated up, and you can see that little bit of smoke come from there. And we're going in with our batter. There we go. Now let's get all of that out of there. And now it's all out. We're going to give it a bit of a shakedown. Just like that. And in the oven it goes. All right, 4 1/4. About 35 minutes. 30 minutes, 35 minutes, somewhere around there. We'll meet you back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, our cornbread is done. Let's take a look at this. I'm just gonna put some butter on the top of it, and we're all done. Beautiful. All right, we'll meet you back here. Get those neck bones out of the pressure cooker. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, our bread's out of the oven and our neck bones are out of the cooker. Let's show you what to do from here. All right, so I just want to show you these beautiful neck bones. I mean, look at this. I do them first because they're just so tender. I mean, that meat falls right off the bone. It's almost like a rib. See, if I pull this apart, let's just pull this bone out of here. Look at that. See that? Clean, right off the bone. So what we'll do is we'll put this meat off to the side because we're going to come back to this. All right, we're going to bring in a pot, black-eyed peas, rinsed right in. Now normally I don't soak my beans, but I did soak these because we don't have to worry about cooking these with the meat. Now if I was cooking the meat inside of these, I wouldn't have soaked them because the beans are going to be done before the meat. So pre-soak them, and this way they cook a little bit faster. All right, so here's that beautiful stock that we made from the meat that we just took out. So it's drained. I'm going to dump some in. And it's hot, which is okay. And we're going to go about there. And now I'm going to get this on the stove. I don't want to drown these black-eyed peas out because I want to fry my peas. They're going to soak up that broth and they're going to make beautiful peas. So onto the stove we go, but we're going to save a little bit of that broth in case we need to come back here and add some. All right, black-eyed peas are on the stove and we're just about to fry our fish, and we're going to make a fish batter. And before we do that, we're making a gorgeous white horseradish tartar sauce to go along with our fish. Let's show you how to get this done. All right, so right here I have a little bit of mayonnaise. This happens to be Duke's I'm using today because I like the sweetness of the Duke's. Little horseradish, I'm going to start off with that. Make these flavors yours. It's very important that you make these flavors yours because you don't really want a sauce to go on top of your fish that's somebody else's, right? All right, so we got our horseradish. I'm going in with black pepper. That's right, because I like it spicy. So I'm going in with some crushed black pepper. Sweet relish. We're going in with a little sweet relish. Decent amount. Like I said, make it yours. And then we're going to give it a stir. Now we're not using any mustard in this, and traditionally you would use a mustard in here, but that's what the horseradish is for. The horseradish takes the place of the mustard and gives a completely different taste. So we're going with that. This is just a touch of white vinegar. Distilled white vinegar. So we're going to bring it together with that. And then last, and this smells excellent already, let's give this a little try. More horseradish. That's just me. Make it yours. And we are missing onion. So this is just a yellow onion. I'm going to cut a couple of pieces of yellow onion to go in here. And again, make it yours. But this is the size that I'm going for. I don't like them so fine that they're just gone. About like that. And that's all the onion you're going to need. Or all the onion that I need. And again, as I always say, by all means, make it yours. Alright, so I'm going to give this a quick stir. And give this a try. Now if you want, you could add sugar to this. If you want it a little bit sweeter. But the sweetness will come from whatever it is that you use for a mayonnaise. Whether it's Miracle Whip, it's going to get real sweet. So let's try that. We're spot on. Don't forget, the pickle gives the sweetness as well too. All right, perfect. We're going to meet you back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, time to introduce our neck bones to the beans. Let's show you how to get them in. Look at those guys. Now that's what I mean about the bay leaves. Leaving them whole so you can find them. See that? They're right to the top. And you can leave them in here because they look pretty. Nice, pretty presentation. All right, so here's our beans, and you can see they're cooked perfectly. They're not mushy. A lot of people mush theirs up. Not me, not I. And here's our meat. So what we'll do is introduce some of these nice neck bones to these beautiful black-eyed peas. And you don't have to have them all in one shot. So if you have some left over the next day and you reheat this pie, just put some more meat back in it. See that? Just like that. Now me, I actually eat my neck bones. Some people put this in and they break apart in here and they fall apart and you get little pieces all around here. That's good for the next day. I love that too. Sop it up with some cornbread and you're good to go. But I'm gonna put a couple more pieces in because there's only 2 people eating tonight. Me and the cameraman. That's it. So there you go. And now we'll leave it. I think I'll get one more in there. Our cameraman has a good appetite. And those of you guys that think I don't feed him, oh, he eats a lot. All right, there we go. And there you have it. We'll meet you back here, the fryer fish. Don't go anywhere. All right, our neck bones or black-eyed peas, they're done. Our cornbread, it's finished. Last stop on this train is our fish. We're gonna show you how to make a gorgeous batter. Let's show you how to get this done. All right, so we're gonna build our batter. And right before we do that, take a look at that cornbread. Do not cover this. So when it comes out of the oven, it's gonna come out piping hot. And if you put anything over it, it's just gonna ruin that beautiful crust that's on the top. All right, so let's show you this batter. So we're making a beer batter. Now I'm gonna dump a little bit of the beer in, just like that. Baking powder, baking soda, teaspoon. And now we're just gonna mix this a little bit, get it going. A little bit of flour, not much, just to get it going. Black pepper, about ye much, make it yours. And then this is the rub that we flavored the fish in. We're gonna go a lot of that. See that? You want everything to mix in nicely before you go adding everything. So basically it's like you're making a slurry in here. I'm even going to use a little bit more of that because I want that flavor in there. All right, now that you got it like that and all your flavors combined, now we're going to go in with the entire beer. All right, so let's mix our slurry into the beer. Now we're using cornmeal today. That's right, we're using cornmeal to make a really nice batter here, just like that bread. So we want some cornmeal to go along with that bread. And you know, the reason why I tell you guys about don't cover the bread, because when I was a kid, my grandmother was in the kitchen, and I figured I'd do her a favor and cover her bread. Well, that's the wrong woman right there to cover her bread up, because she didn't take kindly to it. And speaking of recipes, you know, a lot of people come over to the house as a kid. A lot of your relatives will come over, and they'll bring different recipes. And try to keep all those recipes with you, because everybody in your family always makes something different, right? One person's famous for their cobbler, the other person's famous for their cheesecake or their macaroni and cheese, and this one's famous for the meats, the ribs, or whatever it is that they make. That's the cornmeal we just added. So everybody's famous for what it is that they bring to the party, right? Or what they bring to a family outing. So I always try to hold on to that, and I never forget what everybody brought. And I try to duplicate it, or I have duplicated it, or I go over their houses and I watched them over the years. And if it's a good recipe, you want to take it with you. Just because, you know, as life takes its course, we're not promised to be here. So why not take these recipes and hold on to them and cherish them, and I'm sure your relatives will be smiling when you make them all. All right, so we're gonna get some more flour in now. So now we're gonna start to thicken this. Now that we got the cornmeal in, and now this is where you wanna go little by little. Just like that. Now I went over just a little bit, and I'll add a little water to this. All right, so this is a little water that we just put in the bottle. So that's all I need because I went over on that. And don't worry, it'll still be a beer batter. Just because you have that nice baking powder in there and the baking soda, it's still gonna rise nicely on you. All right, there we go. And let's take a look at this. And there we have it. And there's our batter. Just like that. All right, onto the stove we go to fry up. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, oil's going at 375 degrees. And here's our fish. So just like that, and be very careful dropping them. We'll let it float for a little bit there. And then in with it she goes. I'm going to do about 2 at a time. And when it's time to pull them out of here, I'm going to meet you back here. But look at the consistency of that batter. That's what you're looking for. Just like that. And get plenty of it on. All right, we're going to meet you back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, time to pull these guys. Look at that. Just drain it well and hold on tight. Ooh, that's hot. That's the type of thing that you want to use here, so it can just drain and get them out properly. Just come up underneath, just like that. Grab them and let them drain. Drain one over top of the other in case it does fall. It's not going to come back up and catch you. All right, we're going to get the others out and we're going to meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are on our last piece of fish. Doesn't that look lovely? That took no time to fry. They're probably about 3.5 minutes per fish. That's it. All right, we're gonna get organized. And we're gonna meet you guys right back here. Ooh, that's hot. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are once more on season 6's chopping block. Fried fish, neck bones, black-eyed peas. Let's show you what we got. Look at those guys. Beautiful, right? Just turn those around a little bit. And they're looking right. Check out these beans and neck bones. There we go. And like I said about those bay leaves for garnish, they look great in there, right? All right, let's show you what this looks like on a plate. I'm gonna slide this off to the side, right on the side of that gorgeous cornbread. Take a look at that cornbread. That's dynamite. Nice crispy bottom. You can see everything in there. You got the jalapenos and the cranberry in there. Can't go wrong with that one. All right, let's bring in a plate. I'm gonna bring in a plate and a bowl. We're gonna black-eyed pea up. We got these nice neck bones in here. So I'm gonna just get a nice sized neck bone right in here. And then get all those nice black-eyed peas in there as well too. See, if you load this thing up with a bunch of meat, it's gonna take you time to get those black-eyed peas out. But which is all right. I'd rather have more meat than beans. But you do need them both. Let's get some more of those. And look how whole they'll stay together. See that? They just stay right together. All right. Now what I like to do with this, I like to garnish this with a little fresh onion. I like the purple onion, so I'll put a little purple onion around the plate. Just because that's what I like. If you guys don't like onion, please, by all means, put whatever you like to put around the plate. So that's just how I garnish. Just because to me, beans and onions go so great together, especially fresh onion. Whoop, let's take that out of there. Put it on the side. There we go. Maybe a little bit in the front. Just like that. And a little bit more. There we are. Can't go wrong with that plate. All right, now we're gonna get some fish onto the plate. And we'll think we'll go with this piece right here. And then I got another half piece over here. So we'll just put that right smack in the middle. And here's that beautiful tartar sauce we made. So we're just gonna drizzle some of that right on there. This is food you definitely don't jive around with. All right, so now we got that. I'm going with a beautiful spicy green pepper on the plate because I like fresh food. I am a bug on fresh food. All right, we're gonna get a little radish on here. Just gonna slice off a couple of nice thin pieces on here. We can get that right on to some of that fish. Just bring out some of that nice color in there. And we can't forget about that beautiful cornbread, right? So let's get a piece of that right onto the plate. Now that looks like a beautiful southern dish. All right, time to get into it. I'm gonna try those beans and some of that meat, those black-eyed peas. Meat just comes right off the bone like that. Those neck bones are extremely tender, smoky. The black-eyed peas, creamy, smooth. Those onions, tie it all in. Outstanding dish. Can't ask for much more out of that dish. All right, let's try that fish. If I said it once, I must have said it 1,000 times. Tilapia holds up beautifully to a fry, especially when you do a beer batter like that. It's phenomenal. That and codfish, my two favorite fishes fried together, that's neck and neck. The only way I like tilapia is fried. And with that beer batter on top of there, it just takes it way over the top. Excellent. All right, let's try that cornbread. Just break a nice piece of that off. That bread is crunchy, nice and sweet. Those jalapenos in there go excellent with the cranberry. You got the sweetness and then you got a little bit of that heat. Not much from the jalapenos in there. Now a good secret is to taste your jalapeno before you put it in. So you don't want to put something in there that's going to fire you up. That is a gentle, beautiful heat. All right, we're going to get organized and we're going to meet you guys right back here. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is. One fabulous fried fish dinner. Beer battered fish, tilapia. Phenomenal. We served that with a beautiful sauce on top. I hope you guys try that one. I didn't mention that one, but that sauce ties that fish in beautifully. And those beans, the neck bones, outstanding. You guys got to try that dish as well too. And we did serve that with some rice on the side. We didn't put it in the plate there. You guys can handle that one, but that's how I'm having mine tonight. Maybe I'll put a little rice on top. We thank you guys. We enjoy you coming. And with no further ado, got to get that last Pitmaster cornbread taste there.